Are you Matthew Aldridge?
I'm the attorney of fact for Matthew Aldridge.
You were what?
The attorney of fact.
Attorney what?
Of fact.
Attorney of fact. And what does that mean?
You know, his authorization to do legal representation.
Are you a licensed attorney?
No, I'm simply an attorney of fact.
Okay. And does that mean you have a power of attorney? What is your name? What is your name?
Hey guys, today's court case is absolutely wild. We've got a man who's supposed to be Matthew Aldridge. At least that's what the court documents say. But the guy standing at the podium is refusing to say his name. Instead, he's calling himself the attorney of fact, which, by the way, isn't a real legal title. This is typical of what sovereign citizens do. They claim the court has no power over them. But the truth is, if you're in a court's area, they do have authority over you, no matter what you say. The judge isn't falling for it and totally shuts him down in the best way. Let's watch how it goes.
My name?
Yes, sir.
I don't have.
You don't have a name? Pardon?
I'm the attorney of fact for the respondent in the area.
Well, let me explain to you. Only an attorney at law can stand in court and represent a criminal defendant. And to do so otherwise violates the criminal law statutes of the state of Tennessee and could land someone who attempts to represent themselves as an attorney at law in serious trouble. I understand what you're saying. I understand you're saying an attorney in fact. And what I want you to understand is that if you have a power of attorney, then you need to demonstrate that power of attorney. Do you have a legal document called a power of attorney?
No, I do not at this time.
Okay. Then you don't have any authority to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge in this court. You have no legal authority, nor do you have any authority through a legal document to represent or to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge.
Why don't we court just let me file this document?
Show it to the bailiff and he'll show it to me.
Have a copy of it.
Oh, apparently there's a copy here.
So this guy claims he's an attorney of fact and tries to prove it by handing the judge a piece of paper. You didn't see that part because it was kind of boring, but the paper basically quoted a fake law that says he can represent Matthew Aldridge. For the record, real lawyers have to be licensed by the state and follow actual legal rules, not just write something on paper and call it law. Sovereign citizens often claim the law doesn't apply to them, but that's just not true. Courts follow real laws, not imaginary ones. And this judge is clearly not putting up with the nonsense. Honestly, I don't know if this movement is growing, or if I'm just running into more of these weird cases lately.
That Matthew Neal Aldridge has failed to appear personally in this court for the plea day on his case, which is set for trial tomorrow. And as a result, you have no standing, sir, under what I know what you're trying to do is to try to use the sovereign citizen approach to this situation. And I'm simply telling you that you do not have the right to represent Matthew Neal Aldridge. If you are in fact Matthew Neal Aldridge, then you need to say so and stop this nonsense, because what you're attempting to do has no legal effect. You cannot challenge the criminal law or the jurisdiction of this court by simply filing some legal mumbo jumbo having to do with civil litigation. That has civil litigation in it. It is not a criminal case that you have cited. So it has no effect on this court regarding the criminal statutes of this court. This court is empowered under the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the state of Tennessee, and by the duly elected citizens of Cheatham County to empower and enforce the laws of the state of Tennessee. And that is what I'm going to do regarding Matthew Lynn Aldridge. Mr. Aldridge is set for today to appear in court personally on what we call our last plea day before his trial date tomorrow.
Is that an article 3 trial?
To what?
Will that be an article 3 trial? A trial by jury with jury?
It would be a trial by jury, certainly it would be. But I don't know who you are. And I don't think you have any authority if you are not Matthew Lynn Aldridge to appear before this court, and you're wasting valuable time to all of these other citizens who are here today. So when I'm talking, you stop talking. No, you will when I'm finished talking. You are wasting the court's time by doing this, and I'm just simply instructing you that if you are in fact Matthew Lynn Aldridge, then this is your last day to settle your case. The trial date is set for tomorrow, and unfortunately, it will not go forward because of the fact that I have a conflict and I have to be in Stewart County on a civil matter. So we're going to assign a new trial date for Matthew Lynn Aldridge. All right, to Matthew Aldridge and the individual standing before me whose name must not be.
The judge in this case is handling the situation like a pro. He stays calm and shuts down every bit of nonsense this guy tries to bring up. The guy barely got a chance to say anything before the judge picked his arguments apart one by one, and it even seemed like the judge might be personally tired of dealing with people like this. Especially when the guy started quoting fake laws. The judge just wasn't having it. One funny part was when the judge said the man couldn't even say his own name. Kind of rare to see a judge show that kind of personality. But from the beginning, it was clear this judge wasn't going to waste time on this GUI in the end. It just shows how pointless these kinds of stunts really are.
Then we will set a July 15th trial date for Mr. Aldridge. Whatever this document is that you have filed is in fact invalid because it does not cite any valid criminal statute, and therefore I'm denying whatever that might be in the way of a motion. The trial date will be July 15th. The last day for Mr. Aldridge to enter a plea or go to trial will be July the 8th. July the 8th. Now, we're going to give you a card. If you are in fact Matthew Aldridge and you're just playing games with the court regarding this nonsense that you filed, then you may get this card and you may go on about your business. If you are not Matthew Aldridge, then I would suggest to you, you relay to Mr. Aldridge that he must appear on July the 8th, or a bond revocation will take place, and his case will be will take place with him in jail, incarcerated on the 15th. That's the judgment of the court.
Sovereign citizens are people who believe they can ignore the legal system by saying they don't accept the government's authority. They like to quote things like common law or the Uniform Commercial Code, but they usually misunderstand how those actually work. Let's be clear. Courts follow real laws at the federal, state, and local level, backed by the Constitution. You can't just decide the rules don't apply to you, but these people keep showing up in court with strange arguments, wasting time and gaining nothing, except maybe a criminal record. Their main argument falls apart because of something called jurisdiction. Courts have legal authority over anyone in their area, no matter what they claim. Trying to dodge taxes or beat a speeding ticket using these fake arguments won't just fail. It could land you in even more trouble for wasting the courts. Honestly, I don't get why they keep doing this.